Aloha and how's it? I'm Anahola Joe Pahukula and you're watching The Countdown. We're Kauai's only new-style sports show. We're produced by Motivate Sports and approved by Oakley. And this week, we're coming to you from the Lihui hotspots to keep cool at. This might not be Lihui, but close enough for me. This week's show is also action-packed from top to bottom. We've got the third annual Mud Out, East Side Volleyball. We've also got KMXA motocross action. We've also got the weigh-in at the Sea Soldiers Kauai Classic for 2017. But we're going to lead things off with the KIA football season opener, Waimea Kauai High School on the west side. You're watching The Countdown. KIF football season opener at Kauai High School against the Waimea Menehune at Hanapepe Stadium. The Red Raiders got on the board first with this crazy touchdown. Aukai Abau with a 30-yard scoop and score, 7-0 Kauai High School. The Christian Manera-led Red Raider offense found pay dirt again in the first quarter. Manera to the Countdown's player of the game, Jacob Nakahiki Young, 4 catches, 68 yards receiving, and this sweet scoring grab from Manera. Nakahiki Young also had 15 carries for 104 yards rushing and a touchdown. With the extra point, it's 14-zip Kauai High School. The Red Raider band sounded like they were in mid-season form as their fans were loving it. A game of wild football continued as Big Blue took advantage of a Red Raider mistake as the Waimea defense fell on a loose football for their first points under the Friday night lights. Avery Miguel is the right guy in the right spot as the West Side faithful finally had something to cheer about. The Red Raiders, who totaled 326 yards of offense, scored twice more before the half. Bryson Abiganya scored on a 7-yard lateral and a 5-yard touchdown run. Abiganya also tallied 14 carries for 62 yards rushing. The first half belonged to Kauai High School. However, the Menehune went back to the drawing board, made their adjustments at the break, and played a lot better in half number 2 on a gorgeous night for football. That's William Kamaka Riley slamming it in from 6 yards out. Kamaka Riley, 7 rushes, 38 yards. The PAT is no good, but the Menehune get closer at 28-13. Layson Montemeyer makes it really exciting with this 2-yard touchdown toss to Dylan Balaan. This time, the extra point is up and in. It's 28-20, Big Blue trying to make the comeback. But it's this fourth quarter Nakahiki Young TD run that shut the door on the Menehune. The Red Raiders start 1-0. Waimea is 0-1 after the first night of action. 34-20 is the final score here at Hanapepe Stadium. The Red Raiders get a season-opening victory over the Menehune. And if tonight's game is any indication of how the season is going to go, we are in store for one heck of a year.
We knew that Waimea wasn't going to roll over the second half. You know, I mean, a team like that is traditional football. And yeah, I think you can expect football, KIF football, to be like this the entire season.
And I think one of the bright spots tonight for you guys was the running game, over 200 yards rushing, combination of Abiganya and Nakahiki Young. Was that part of the game plan tonight?
It feels good to see our running backs just move the ball down the field, get first downs, get in the end zone. I mean, you know for yourself, the last couple of years it was a struggle to even get in the end zone. So to see the boys get in the end zone and get happy with themselves, it's a great feeling.
Now that varsity matchup, that was a great game. In the JV showdown, it was a 7-7 tie. Up next for the Menehune will be the Warriors at Vidina Stadium. Then 1 week later, Kauai High School Kapa'a on the Red Raiders' homecoming. Now let's go out to the Bernice Hunley Gym on the Kapa'a High School campus for the East Side Volleyball League, a developmental league for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders.
East Side Volleyball League, and it was created as filling a need. There's East Side Volleyball, and for years Dominique Matayoshi's been running that, and I've been asking when there's going to be volleyball, and there's a lot of interest with our high school coaches to develop upcoming talent, and my son really wanted a league, so between Kapuli, Nui, Evan, and Keikoa, and then Matt Gonzalez and Ari and Greg Gonzalez, we pulled it together and made this league.
What kind of ages are we talking about here?
For students who have finished 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, so just that middle school set, and chose that because this was the first year, started small, and also they're big enough to get the ball over the net. Wanted some success.
Do you have to be in the Kauai School District to play in this, or anybody from anywhere on the island can play?
Anybody from anywhere can play, except I only put the advertising handouts at the Kauai schools. We only, the way we did the registration was the first 18 boys to sign up, first 18 girls to sign up, and then first come, first serve and a waiting list. Because we only wanted 4 teams that topped out at 12 players per team.
Not so much how the league is run, but how does the practice schedule work itself out, and what's the, I guess, game day format?
We practice 2 teams at a time in the gym, and gym time is the hardest thing to schedule on island, I found out. So we get the gym on Monday night and Wednesday night, so that's why we have 4 teams. And then the games were on Friday nights. And the first formats of games were just one-on-one, like high school rules, best 2 out of 3 to 25 points. Last week was a double elimination tournament, and this week is a round robin and a single elimination tournament.
What's been the feedback, from people outside of the league kind of looking in?
A lot of them are saying they can't believe the amount of improvement in such a short amount of time. From week 1 to week 5, they went from underhand serves to overhand serves, and it was just a really good introduction to volleyball.
So this is something that's going to turn into like your baby, where in about 4 or 5 years you're going to say, hey, that girl, that boy played in our league, and now look, he's like an all KIF performer, huh?
We'll have to wait and see 4 or 5 years from now, I don't know.
In an endeavor like this, it takes a lot of people behind the scenes to get it going, and I guess this is a chance to go ahead and recognize those people, because without them this doesn't happen, right?
Yeah, so much. I'd like to thank all the school personnel who helped schedule the gym time, clean the gym, all the parents for transporting their children here, and for being the ball shaggers, the sideline judges, the brothers and sisters who do scorecards. Everybody, we just fly by the seat of our pants every day just to make it run smoothly, and it's worked. So thank you to all the family, friends, and staff.
Well, thank you very much, and I would like to thank all those people for providing this for the kids.
Yep, and all the coaches too. Thank you.
Thanks, Sam. It'll take 2, 3, maybe 4 years for the high school programs to reap the benefits of the East Side Volleyball League. But all great players need a start, and that's what they're there for. I think at one point in our lives, we've all gone swimming out here. Here's another place to cool down in Lihue during the hot time of the year. Now let's head out to the Wailua Motocross track for the KMXA July races and check out my man Ryder. Recently, the Kauai Motocross Association made renovations to their main track at Wailua, just in time for the state races that take place Labor Day weekend, September 2nd and 3rd. In the meantime, the Kauai riders have a chance to gain home field advantage by breaking in the new track, dialing in the proper setup for their bikes, and putting in some laps. All the riders seem to like the new changes, including several areas to pass, allowing for some wide open and exciting racing. At the bottom of the screen, check out the winners of the July races.
Well, the competition's really strong. We have a lot of good riders here, and it's always competitive, and the track's always in really good condition.
Now, we put the GoPro on you, that kind of pumped you up a little bit more?
Yeah. I was like, finally I get someone to watch me, and yeah.
The track, they made some changes recently. Talk about the changes. Do you like them or not?
Well, the changes are definitely really fun, and they probably changed a lot of good things, and the changes were really good. Now the track is more open and more outdoors, and the Daryl and the track crew has done a really good job preparing this track for us, and just shout out to Daryl DeBin for helping like KMXA and everything redo the track, and it's super fun.
The track changes, does that suit what you like to do?
Yeah. I think it suits everyone because it's more wide open and it's more fun, more places to get passes and stuff like that.
Coming up, we got the Labor Day races. 2 days of racing this time. and you get to battle against off-island guys. How do you look at that situation?
Well, honestly, I'm pretty nervous because I just got my bike rebuilt and haven't been riding a lot, but I feel like I can do good if I just focus and put some laps down.
It kind of looked like your mom was the pit crew chief over there, huh?
Yeah, she really helps me in my racing. She supports everything I do. She's a really awesome mom.
It was pretty good. We redid the track, so we had a little bit more turnout than normal. Not as much as I'd like going into our Labor Day race, but other than that, it was good. Everyone had fun. The track was good. No one got hurt, so that's the main thing.
There's some really good races out there too, some close ones that the guys battle to the very end, and always like to see that kind of stuff, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that makes it fun. It makes it fun for the fans to see. It makes it good racing. Otherwise, if you're in the front by yourself, it gets kind of boring. So battles are good.
I think the big story of the weekend is the track changes. Everybody seemed to like them. What did you guys change?
We changed probably 80% of the whole track. A lot of the jumps was mellowed out, so it's a lot safer for everyone, especially like the kid riders. The layout was a lot different. We kind of went, some sections are actually backwards than before. Some of the new stuff is brand new built stuff that we never had before. So it's really good. Last change we had was over a year ago. So it was really good to have a change, and it's about time. It just costs a lot of money, which is always an issue over here, but we did it and everyone likes it, so that's the main thing.
Does it make it for better racing, especially with the Labor Day races coming up soon?
I think so. It's a little bit more faster pace, more turns and more straightaways, which is always good. It's hard to build a balanced track where it's good for every skill level because of the area we have, the dirt we have. But I think this layout kind of suits for a lot of riders. The fast guys will go fast. The slower guys can still have fun.
The way I saw the track today, it kind of seemed as if racing conditions was pretty much perfect, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty nice. There was ruts. The dust wasn't too bad, which is always a safety concern, the dust. It was pretty good. We had a water system. We had a little issue yesterday. The water pump broke, but we rented one from Home Depot and we got it done. The track crew, thanks to the track crew, they got it done, and we got water out there today, so that's always a good thing.
I'm Claire. And I'm Julia. And we're from Northern California, and you can catch us on the Countdown.
Hey, what's up everybody? You caught me catching up on some reading and having one of my favorite snacks. I've got the autobiography of Misty May Trainer, one of my favorite athletes, male or female. She's an All-American at Long Beach State, also a national champion. She's also a two-time Olympic gold medalist in beach volleyball. Again, one of my favorite athletes. Now, how was that motocross action, folks? Don't forget, the KMXA Labor Day races is right around the corner. It's also considered the state championships. Now let's head out to Poipu Beach for the weigh-in of the 2017 Sea Soldiers Kayak Canoe Fishing Contest. Lots of fun, lots of sashimi. Check it out.
This is something like our fourth or fifth, I think, actually. Maybe like fourth, big one. The first one was just some of the boys getting together, pitch-in jackpot tournament, and we're like, dude, this is good fun. Let's give it a go on a grand scale. So now we got up to about 50 entrants this year. 30 different local sponsors, so it's been a good fun event everyone's looking forward to.
This is, I think, one of the appealing things about a contest like this is that anybody can get out there and fish, and all you need is one good one, and you're in there as far as prizes go. But really, although you guys are like the professionals on this island, and the guys out here, all you need, rent a kayak, go to Walmart, get a rod and reel, couple of lures, some bait and stuff, and you can get out there and fish like you guys do. Talk about that part of the tournament.
Yeah, the whole attraction to this, no more moto. That's where it all kind of began. Get out there, self-propelled. It doesn't take much overhead to get out there and get on really good fish, and that's something that we, from the start, try to advocate to a lot of folks that are getting into the sport of kayak fishing, now sup fishing and OC1 fishing is an opportunity to get out there with a very low overhead and potentially get on one of the best fish of your life. We don't have to go out very far. We have a great opportunity to get on giant pelagic fishes close to shore here. Not only that, just an opportunity to go feed yourself. It's all about sustainability, on a kayak, and you're gonna get what you need.
Looking for, it looks like we're gonna fill every plate.
Andrew, aka Meat Hook, looks like your first place in the Ulua division, 44 pounds. Talk about your fish.
All right. So kind of dug luck, was jigging, and I dropped the jig down, and I figured it had hit the bottom already, and then I was like, I saw it kind of just starting to peel line, and so I locked it down, and then yeah, it was probably a 20-minute fight or so. Super fun.
Where?
Outside Queens Pond, west side, like almost no Healy Point.
Well, one of the more competitive divisions, any fishing contest in the ocean, is the Papio division, and you won that one. Talk about your fish.
Well, we were outside Polahali, out at the crack, and we were fishing with goatfish and opelu. We had a lot of action that day. I had a big, huge strike, and when I caught it, I swear it was 20 pounds. I know it was for sure. It was definitely 20 pounds, and then I get it home, it was like half the size when I got it home. All my fish did that for some reason. I don't know how that happened. But the day started great. I was fishing with Gabe and Junior, and right as soon as we left Polahali, a live opelu jumped right into Gabe's boat, and that told us right there that the weekend was going to be good. We all caught fish. We all got home safe. You know, I've been sharing lots of good stories with these guys. Everything's going really good with this tournament.
Talk about the one that kind of pulled you around Polihali for a little bit.
Yeah, I got a couple sleigh rides this weekend. My first backwards sleigh ride, went backwards for a while, then one of them, bust off. But then caught one that tried to take me to Ni'ihau. Took me maybe 45 minutes straight out, and while I was getting dragged straight out for 45 minutes, I thought about a story my friend Anahola Joel told me about fighting a fish for 2.5 hours, and I gave him a hard time for cutting the line, and I'm out there for 45 minutes going straight out, and I cut my line, and I thought about it in my head back to that story, and I was like, man, I hope he gives me crap for this, because I deserve it.
Gee, thanks. I try to keep that one a secret. Only certain people know that one. But you're one of the originals for this tournament. What does this mean to you?
It's great to see it spread. There's a lot of entries this year. Every year it seems like there's more entries. Everybody's catching bigger fish. Every year it seems like we're getting bigger fish, and the sailboats going and the canoes. I don't think we had any divers this year, but it's good to see everybody coming out and fishing together and really supporting each other, because that's what kayak fishermen, it's all about, supporting each other. There's a lot of love between each other is what it feels like to me.
Oh, how did you do that?
When you brought your fish out of your cooler, I think you had the biggest wow of the whole contest. Talk about your shibi.
I caught it yesterday in Kekaha. Just one of those things. We just went out for a few hours because it was going to be windy, and there was a Mayweather fight, and I told myself I was going to go out till at least noon, and ended up catching it.
What'd you use for bait?
Opelu. Live, yeah. Always live.
So where'd you get the opelu? Because we had a tough time getting opelu yesterday.
Oh, I mean, kind of everywhere you go, you got to find the honey hole, right? So I get my marks that sometimes hold, so yeah.
Kayak?
Kayak.
Tell me your rig, your setup for that you use to rig your opelu.
Basically just mono. I mean, it depends what I'm going for that day. I was running wire for Ono, hopefully, and it's kind of slow, so I changed it up and got rid of the wire.
Is that the biggest fish you've caught from a kayak?
No, not the biggest. Ahi, 125 pounds.
Well, right on. You're going to win that pelagic division, and congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
1. I couldn't catch anything to bring to the scale, but I had a lot of fun trying anyway. Afterwards, there was good food, good friends, and choke sashimi. Now, I hope you're keeping track of all the places we visited here in Lihue to try and keep cool. Here's another one. You will be tested later. Now let's go out to Omao for our final segment of the show, and it's the dirtiest, most fun part of the show, the 3rd annual Mud Out, brought to you by the Garden Island Motorcycle Club. Oh, you know that. Strawberry all the way. Now I hope I'm making you guys jealous. estimated crowd of nearly 5,000 people showed up for the third annual Mud Out at Omao. Organizers promised it would be the biggest, baddest, dirtiest, and best Mud Out to date, and no doubt it was. There were all kinds of vehicles that battled the pit. Fords, Chevys, Dodges, motorcycles, Toyotas, Nissans, a Honda Passport, a Mercedes, that's right, a Mercedes, and a badass rail from Oahu. There were both men and women competitors that totaled 60 in all. Check out Dr. Kaipo Perval's stock Ford Raptor, a third place finisher in the V8 division. Let me tell you folks, my next truck could very well be a Raptor. Look at that thing hammer the mud, no problem at all. Trucks came in all forms, shapes, and designs. Check out this Nissan with a bucket covering the air intake holes. Different strokes for different folks, and that's what four-wheeling is all about. The only thing that these racers have in common, lots of cleaning to do after they're done playing in the mud. The Motorbike Mud Challenge, defending champion Philip Pembroke on the left, and David Amarin on the right.
Okay, Paul, you ready? You guys ready? Let's get ready to rumble, guys!
The third annual Mud Out at Omao, brought to you by the Garden Island Motorcycle Club, was a huge success. People got a little dirty. I actually got a lot dirty. I ran in the dash for cash and had a ton of fun doing it. Well, people had fun. Also, nobody got hurt, the most important thing. We had racers from Oahu and racers from Kauai, and the women actually kicked some butt today.
It's definitely fun, and I had a great time. I mean, I instantly broke. I was right at the beginning. My hub broke right in half, but it was good, even though two-wheel drive and all. It was good.
Is it just a matter of just being able to run your truck in the mud, or is it competing against everybody else, or maybe both?
I would say a little bit of both. It's just having a good time. Yeah.
And where else can you get all dirty and everybody's going to be happy about that, huh?
Legally, here.
Why do auto drivers always come up with, well, legally? Why is that?
I mean, you get to give it all you got and get all muddy, and it's all good, and yeah, you come out okay.
Yeah. I lucked out. I was in the diesel division. Not that many runners, but I had a blast. This is my first Mud Out. Bertram and crew just put on a great show. It was a beautiful day. I love what they've done with the land, just making a good use of it. Very family-friendly, fun place. Like, had a good time.
I think officially everybody wants to know, what's that thing you drive, that military-looking Mercedes?
Sure, it's called an Unimog, and it's German military, and yeah, it's also for sale if anybody was interested. So,
how much?
$22,000 or best offer. So, give me a call.
Yeah, I think I'll have to agree with you on that. It was a successful event. I think anytime nobody really gets hurt, it's a successful event. Everybody had a good time. Everybody went home safe, and I'm happy. Yeah.
It kind of surprised me. We got a lot of different stuff today, huh? We got some funky cars, motorbikes, and mud and all that kind of stuff, huh?
Yeah, we're trying to diversify a little bit, keep things exciting, keep people guessing. We don't want to do the same old every year. So, last year we did the pit, and it was pretty much flat. It was just a big old pit with a bunch of water and mud. And this one, as you guys could tell, there's some bumps and jumps, and got the dirt bike riders, Daryl DeBin's crew, and they put on a good show. Yeah, a good halftime show.
I had to run through this thing. I can figure out why the trucks had a tough time getting through. But the dash for cash was probably the most fun part, I think, for me at least.
To see the kids, when you watch these kids day in, day out, and you watch them socialize and stuff, out in the public, and they're looking at their cell phones. They're focused on that. They're not engaging with the environment. They're not engaging with people or some, like their friends one-on-one. They could be sitting right next to each other looking at the phone, and to watch them do this and just get back into how simple is that? It's mud and they're running, and you guys saw that these kids didn't want to get out. It's just refreshing to see, and it kind of goes to prove that I think deep down in the core, this is what people want. People want this kind of stuff. They want that connection with the land. I don't know. It's just, I think it's just good for the soul.
I didn't want to get out of the mud.
No, like my friend was saying, people pay big money to get these kind of treatments. You go down any expensive hotel, bro, you're gonna be paying yourself $500-$600 for a mud wrap. Come over here, you get it for free, maybe make $100.
Well, you had a lot going on. You had games for the kids, the bouncy things. You had some Ono food, and talk about the crowd, because like you said a couple of days ago, about 7,000. I think you're right about there somewhere.
If I were to have to guess, I'd say between 4 and 5. From a perspective, from a event coordinator, it felt like 7. And but you know what? Just grateful that everybody shows up and they participate, they support. And I'd like to take this time, if you don't mind, just to thank the Knutson Trust. They are the ones that allow us to be on this property, and without them giving the okay and the blessings, we wouldn't be able to do this, because I don't think there is a place on this island, whether it's county or state, that we could use and pull something off like this. So it's nice that you got people, families like that, that has a lot of land that are willing to share it. It's refreshing, and I hope it just keeps on going on like that. But I hope people respect them and show their appreciation and, treat the land and like how they should, respect it, take care of it, It looks like it's a little busted up, but, you scrub it a little bit and it looks just like new again,
Of all the vehicles of people that went through there, because I'm kind of impressed. I got to the end. For a while, I didn't think I was going to make it. But I don't know, Kaipo Poval's stock truck, they had that crazy Army Mercedes thing, and the Superman car that went through last. Those things are kind of, for me, kind of the highlights of the day. Huh?
Yeah, Dr. Poval, he pulled out his vehicle that he runs to work every day. He takes his kids to school. He told Ryan, what, I'm just going to put some tires on it and run it. And look, he did pretty good, So it's nice to see just these guys come out and you see the kid in them, coming out here. They might be, over 50 or whatever it is. But, they're just like the kids who are running through the mud. They got the same soul. They got the same energy. So it's nice, to help be part of that.
A big mahalo goes out to Bertram Almeida of the Garden Island Motorcycle Club for giving the Countdown crew full access at the 3rd annual Mud Out. I've never had so much fun as when I was running through that mud pit. The clothes, history, gone. They're in the rubbish already. That's how bad the mud was. Remember when I told you you're going to be quizzed? Well, here it is. The countdownkauai@gmail.com is the email address. Be the first person to tell me all the different spots we visited to keep cool in the Lihue area. Once again, the email address, the countdownkauai@gmail.com. I hope you had as much fun as we did putting our show together, and thanks for watching. We're Kauai's only new style sports show. We're produced by Motivate Sports and approved by Oakley. I'm Anahola Joe Pahukula, and as always, catch us on the Countdown.